Hi there everyone, my name is Ryan Bertucci and I'm with the Southern Maryland office of Real Property Management Gold, locally serving St. Mary's, Charles, and Calvert counties out of our physical offices in Lexington Park and Waldorf. And today I wanted to record a blog. I haven't done any of these in a long time, but as we all know, we're in the middle of this pandemic and there's quite a few questions we're getting in regards to the orders of HUD and the governor of Maryland halting all evictions. People are asking, what does this mean for me as an owner? What does this mean for me as a tenant? And what actions do I need to take to minimize the risk creating a problem for me with my rental property? Well, first of all, the first question we get is, since evictions are halted in Maryland, does this mean that someone who's not paying rent gets to stay in my property until evictions are resumed? And the short answer to that question is yes. Right now, someone cannot pay rent. Doesn't matter how long they've not paid. They don't get kicked out. They can stay. They get to live in your residence without paying until the governor and HUD make it so that evictions are back on. However, this does not mean that if a tenant does not pay rent, there are not consequences. There are a lot of consequences of not paying rent, even in this disaster state that we are in. The first consequence of not paying rent is that even though the evictions will not be, the court dates won't be scheduled, and the eviction crews won't be able to go out to actually do physical removals, the court system is still open and we can still file court cases for non-payment of rent. So if people are not paying rent, we still file the court paperwork anyway, just as if the system was functioning. The clerk will still take that eviction, they'll still take our case, they'll still file it, you'll still be able to see that that person did not pay rent in case search. And any landlords that they go to rent from again are going to be able to do a case search and find that this person has filings for non-payment of rent. Also, we report all of our tenants to the credit bureaus. So if a tenant doesn't pay rent on time within the first 10 days, we do send the records into Experian and they do dock their credit score. If they do pay rent, then it does build their credit score as well. So it works both ways, but we will go after their credit. Number 3 is that even though they get to stay and not pay, when everything goes back to normal, that money is still going to be due. So, say they don't, the rent's $2,000 a month, they don't pay, this goes on for 3 months, they don't pay, then all of a sudden the court system reopens, we can go ahead and evict at that point. They're going to have to pay the full $6,000, and we can just still file collection claims against them in civil cases to get the money back as quickly as we can for our owners. Good news is, being here in Southern Maryland, is the majority of our tenants are government workers, government contractors, military workers, military contractors, and most of those people are not going to be impacted job-wise. So they will be able to still pay their rent and go on as normal. People that we see most impacted are people who are in the hospitality, hotel, airlines. Those kinds of industries are really going to hit bad, and those people are going to have a tough time. We know what jobs our tenants have because we all did background checks and verified their employment. So, we did reach out to our tenants and say, hey, if you're going to have a problem paying rent due to this and you're in one of those fields and you can prove it, let us know. And there are stimulus packages, there are charities, there's payment plans, there's things we can work out in those situations for the right people. But it has to be proven that they actually do have a problem. And there is going to be consequences, unfortunately, even if they are in that situation and they do have hardship and can't pay. Credit's still going to take a hit, unfortunately. We're still going to go after collections for the money that's due, things like that. But if they do communicate with us, there are ways we can try and work that out to make it a win-win for both parties involved, the landlord and the tenant, to have some concessions and be able to work that out for the right people in the right situations. Obviously, we don't want to tolerate anybody who's just going to use this excuse to pocket the money that they would spend on rent and spend it on other things. That's just not going to be tolerated. Just a couple other things. If you're one of our clients or you're interested in becoming one of our clients, we do have SureVestor landlord insurance, which will cover the rent. They will pay you the rent even if the tenant does not, if you do enroll in that coverage. So we do have quite a few landlords in that package, and if something happens to your tenant and they can't pay the rent, and it goes 3 months, you're going to get your rent money. So that's one of the benefits of signing up with our company, so we can get in that SureBester coverage, give you some peace of mind in this kind of situation. This is Ryan Vertucci with the Southern Maryland office of Real Property Management Gold. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys are all surviving the situation and that we can all get back to normal soon. Thank you very much.